Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, welcome back to the Bodybuilding News Network for another installment of Bodybuilding Today, where we talk about hot topics trending in the world of bodybuilding. Now we have a lot of physique updates for the Arnold Classic. You can see them on the screen, as well as a conversation about how would Hassan Mustafa do his recent physique updates and his possibilities of doing the Arnold Classic. If you're interested, stay tuned, consider subscribing. Let's jump right into Samson Dauda. 5 weeks out, 5.5 I saw on some other channels, 5.5 weeks out from the 2024 Arnold Classic. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that Samson Dauda continues to improve his physique, it seems, at a daily rate as we're seeing it. And yes, it is obvious the closer you get to the show, the sharper you get. But sometimes guys just don't peak perfectly and they look kind of fluffy, and we have two physiques in this video specifically where I think guys are maybe a little bit off coming into the show. And then you also have other competitors that aren't showing any physique updates at all, so we have no idea what they're going to look like coming on the stage. But looking at Samson Dauda 5.5 weeks out from the 2024 Arnold Classic, we can definitely confirm, and this is my opinion of course, is that he looks phenomenal coming into this prep. I would say keeps getting leaner. The lines are getting prettier. I mean, I don't know what else this guy needs to do to beat out Hadi Choopan. He is the reigning champ, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Arnold math is that typically you have to beat the guy who won before. Samson technically beat out Nick Walker last year, and now Hadi Choopan is going to have to do the same thing that Samson did last year, and Hadi will have to beat out the champ. I don't think it matters too much about what the Arnold or the Mr. Olympia placings were. The Arnold is its own entity, it's its own competition, and the judging criteria is different. Moving right into, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, the first physique update from mo.shaaban coming into this Arnold Classic prep. And there is a little bit of comedy to this physique update, which does make me a tad bit suspicious that this isn't a recent physique update. Now, I have talked with mo.shaaban a few times. That last time we showed a physique update with him doing that vacuum pose, that was a very exclusive physique update that he dropped just for us here on BNN. So I'm wondering if this is recent. I'll reach out to Mohammed and see if we can get maybe a little bit more transparent of a physique update, maybe a quick 5-second clip of a front double or a back double, just to verify the conditioning and what we might be able to expect from him coming into the Arnold Classic. Now, we haven't seen a lot of physique updates from mo.shaaban, so that is what makes me worry that this might not be as recent as we'd like to see. Moving right along, make sure you guys like the video if you enjoy this tempo on the Bodybuilding News Network. But Marcelo De Angelis, aka horse.md, showing, I would say, continuing his hype of showing amazing physique updates coming into this Arnold Classic prep. You can see here on the right a front relaxed, in essence, a front relaxed. You can see a lot of detail in the quads. The midsection is starting to look pretty tight. I would say the midsection is looking comparable to Rafael Brandao, who we will talk about in just a second, who I think might be a little bit behind on his prep. But horse.md, I think, is doing a phenomenal job of correcting some of the errors that he had in his open debut season last year, and he's hopefully, and I would say I would agree with the projection here, that the midsection is getting nice and tight. It's getting tighter than what we've seen before. And the rest of the physique as well is slowly starting to fall in place with his open physique kind of growing into the division that he's competing in now. So best of luck to those gentlemen. Quick offset from the Arnold Classic updates. Hassan Mustafa is sharing these two photos you can see here. And I will say, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know if these are recent. We've seen updates from Hassan recently where he looked somewhat close to these physique updates in terms of conditioning and separation and muscularity, but This looks stage ready for Hassan Mustafa. It almost looks like he already has a base layer of tan on. Like, I don't know if that's maybe just his skin tone or not, but Egyptian guys usually have a little bit darker complexion. But I am very hesitant to say that this is recent, but a lot of people have said they'd like to see him do the Arnold Classic, and in a most recent video on his Instagram, he has said he has no interest in jumping into the Arnold Classic at this point in the contest season. Moving into old school Maromba news. Somebody said that was kind of like a bodybuilding term. It's a very common term over in Brazil. These guys have done a phenomenal job of taking some of the physique updates from Rafael Brandao's personal YouTube channel and transcribing them here on Instagram for our viewing pleasure. So shout out to them. But as you can see here, not the best physique update video we would like to see from Rafael Brandao this close to the season, this close to the Arnold Classic. I'd like to see a little bit more transparency. I'd say even someone like Andrew Jacked didn't really do a lot of full transparent physique updates. And when we think about myself as a commentator, and I'm trying to provide news for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, on a daily, baby, please. Dice to the socks. Anyways, old school reference, Louis Marco, if you guys have been around for a while. But I'd like to see more physique updates transparent like Samson Dauda has been doing, like Hadi Chupin has been doing. There's a lot of guys that just aren't doing transparent physique updates. And finishing off the video with, I would say, in no disrespect to Jon Delarosa, I like this guy. He actually followed us on Instagram recently, so it's always cool to see pros following the channel. It's a dream come true as a fan to be able to interact with the pros, not only just in person at the last few Arnolds and Olympias that we've attended, but online as well. I would say from this physique update, I would say Jon Delarosa might be a tad bit behind the rest of his competition, and I genuinely think that would, if this is recent and if he doesn't continue to tighten up or tighten up a lot faster, it could hurt his Olympia or his Arnold Classic placings just under 5.5 weeks out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the news. Thank you so much for stopping in and checking out the entire video. Consider subscribing. Check the description for our Patreon to vote on a poll, and also our campaign to retire my parents in 2024 from the monetization from this channel. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Josh Sanch. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you tomorrow.